Good morning, and welcome to the 2025 Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing at UC Davis Commencement. Before we begin, we ask that you pause and reflect as we acknowledge the land. This ceremony is being held at the Mondavi Center on the UC Davis campus, which sits on the Putwin lands.
We should take a moment to acknowledge the land on which we are gathered.
For thousands of years, this land has been the home of Putwin people.
Today, there are 3 federally recognized Putwin tribes.
Cachel-Dihi Band of Wintun Indians of the Calusa Indian Community,
Quetzal-Dihi Wintun Nation,
And the Yocha-Dihi Wintun Nation.
The Putwin people have remained committed to the stewardship of this land over many centuries.
It has been cherished and protected as elders have instructed the young through generations.
We're honored and grateful to be here today
on their traditional lands.
Our distinguished graduating classes and certificate awardees include 46 receiving a master's degree in nursing, 63 future physician assistants, 21 graduates earning a Doctor of Nursing practice as family nurse practitioners, 8 receiving Doctor of Philosophy degrees, and 30 nurse practitioners who are being awarded certificates to provide mental health services. Today, the mace is carried by our marshal, Dr. Laura Van Acker, clinical professor at the Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing. After the processional, Marina de Silva Gabriel from the UC Davis Department of Music will sing the national anthem. Please silence your phones, stay in your seats, and keep the aisles clear. For families with small children and babies, please stay for the ceremony, even if the kids get restless or fussy. We want all families to enjoy today. If you do, however, need a moment, the ceremony is broadcast on the television monitors in the lobby for your enjoyment. Welcome again to UC Davis.
The 2025 commencement of the Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing at the University of California, Davis is now assembled. Audience, please rise and remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Audience, participants, please be seated. Distinguished guests, Dean Stephen Kavanaugh, Dean of the Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody. It's amazing and palpable to feel the excitement, energy, and celebration in the room. I hope that's going to continue for the next hour or so as you see your graduates with us today. My name is Steve Kavanaugh. I have the privilege of being the Dean of the Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing, and I want to welcome you today. To our graduates, families, friends, and distinguished guests, welcome. It's truly a privilege to stand before you today as this moment reflects a chance for celebration, for reflection, and for everyone, an immense sense of pride. Families, you have likely shared every step of this journey with your graduates. So give yourselves a round of applause. This has been an amazing family effort. The journey in a university is not a solo one. We have many friends who celebrate with us today the success of your students and the celebration of everything for PAs and nursing. And today I'd like to introduce to you some of our distinguished guests on the stage. I would ask them briefly to stand when their name is announced and just to be recognized. To begin with, of course, our Chancellor, Gary May. Good morning. I'm delighted to be able to introduce Dean Jessica Berg from our School of Law. Good morning, thank you. Dean Richard Corsi from our College of Engineering. Good morning, thank you. Dr. Mark Stetter from our School of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Mark Winey from the College of Biological Sciences. Good morning and thank you. And Deborah Thompson-Austin, Vice President of the Cal Aggie Alumni Association. Good morning. I also want to take this moment, and I'm sure you will do, is to acknowledge the amazing faculty which you see in front of you. You must recognize, as your graduates do, that this is a shared effort. And so I'd very much like for you to recognize the tremendous effort the faculty have made in getting us to this point. So I want to say to them personally and collectively, thank you very much. Graduates, you are entering the healthcare profession during a time of profound change and uncertainty. Systems are shifting. Challenges are mounting. But in the face of unpredictability, we remain grounded, anchored by the values that have always guided our professions, whether they be PAs or nursing, namely compassion, courage, and integrity. And values that have guided our school include those of an unwavering commitment to optimum healthcare for all and the recognition of bold system change in everything we do. Thank you. You've spent the last few years preparing not just for practice, but to lead. And today, I want to share something with you that might surprise you. Doubt is not your enemy. In fact, doubt can be your doorway to growth. It invites us to pause, access, and most importantly, to act. In these moments of uncertainty, you will find the clearest opportunities to lead where leadership is needed most. That's what it's meant to be a change agent in healthcare. And that is exactly what we've prepared you to do. As you leave here, I encourage you to lean into the pressures you will face, not as obstacles, but as fuel. Let them strengthen your resolve and sharpen your purpose. Use them to become the provider you imagined you would want to be on your first day you walk through the doors of Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing. Because you are ready. You've done the hard work, and now you carry with you the knowledge, the skill, and the heart to transform lives and lift communities. As we begin today's celebration, let us not only look back with pride, but let's look forward with confidence. The future, our future, is extraordinarily good hands, and they're your hands, of course. Whether you be registered nurses, PAs, nursing scientists, or educators, we need you all for this bold system change. And so I heartily offer my congratulations to the classes of 2024 and 2025. We really are all so very proud of you. And now for a special moment. Our keynote speaker today is Dr. Henry Ton, the Associate Vice Chancellor for Health Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion at UC Davis Health. His exemplary work has been recognized by many people, including the UC Davis Chancellor's Achievement Award, as well as receiving Dean's Awards for Excellence in Community Engagement and Dean's Inspirational Faculty Education Award. And I think you'll know why after you hear his conversation with us. And he's continued to work with students, communities, and underrepresented groups throughout our state for the goal of health equity. Henry, please.
Thank you, Dean Cavanaugh. Really appreciate the opportunity to speak, and I want to say how honored I am to the graduates that I'm your keynote speaker today. I want to start by congratulating you and your family for this important day. And I want to thank the faculty and the staff and administrators who've guided us here, guided you here. What a privilege it is to celebrate this milestone together. Now, those of you who know me know I love stories. And most clinicians actually love stories because stories help us make meaning of what has happened, what is currently happening, and what might happen in the future. So I want to begin with one story of my own training, which, I mean, I'm like 30, 40 years out, but it still seems like yesterday. So when I was a student, I cared for a 16-year-old girl who arrived comatose in the pediatric intensive care unit after an overdose, and her parents had not seen her, couldn't find her for months. Years of conflict and heartbreak had driven them apart, and the parents were distraught. But I could see them next to the monitors every day, sitting, waiting, silent, crying, but always waiting. And I circle back to them at the end of every shift. And at first, we mostly sat in silence. And the only sounds that were in the air were the sounds coming from the vital signs monitor of my patient. But over time, we started to share stories. First, there were stories of frustration. Why couldn't she be this? Why couldn't she be this? Why couldn't we be this? Why couldn't we be that? And then of regret, I wish that things were different. And finally, of love. We love her. We want her back. Over time, she regained consciousness. And alone with me in the room, just she and I, she started to share her pain, her shame. And together, we worked to find a way forward. And the parents and the patient started to have dialogue together, started to reconnect on stories of hope and stories of what the future could be. And we left, when she was discharged, the parents left with her together, something that they couldn't imagine several months earlier. That is the power of healing. That is your power to bring together people. And I have to say, as a student, I was just ecstatic at what had happened. And my faculty member, my teacher, pulled me aside and said, "Hendry, good job. You get an honors grade today." And for those of you who don't know what honors means, it means A+. And I was like, A+. I'm set. I'm set for this rotation. And then weeks later, with anticipation, I got my grade. Back then, it was like on a piece of paper. Yeah. And it said, "Hendry gave a solid performance and was well liked. Pass." I was like, what? I mean, it was like I was a face in the crowd. It was like I thought I did something really special. But did I? I was crushed. I was crushed. But then it taught me something that I still carry to this very day. You know, sometimes the most meaningful healing happens in the most quiet spaces where there may be no applause, there will be no grade, and no recognition. But just because, like a tree that falls in the woods where no one's around to hear, that sound is still impactful. It's thunderous. And so as you enter the next chapter of your journey, whether it's at the bedside, whether it's in the community, whether it's in clinic or the research labs, don't hesitate to work in these hidden spaces. You may not always get credit, but your impact will be profound. You know, on the first day of your practice, you might feel a mixture of pride, of anxiety, and even of self-doubt. You got your degree. But when people come up to you and say, "Are you my care provider?" It's going to be real. It's going to be real. It'll be different. Now, you've completed all your coursework, your clinicals, but you might wonder, am I really ready for this? I want to say to you clearly, you are. You are ready. And here's something else. you will grow further into your role as healers. Because it's not that someone is grading you anymore, but because it's not that you're learning for an exam, it's because your patient needs you. And it will be uncluttered by exams, uncluttered by evaluations, and you will know what it is you've been made to do. You have been made to heal. Your patients will look at you not as a trainee anymore, not as a student, but as their healer. And it's in that faith, that trust that your patients place in you, that you will find your strength. Because, my friends, healing is not just a profession. It's a sacred trust. And there'll be no more, I'm still in training. You could talk to my attending about this. You could talk to my attending. No. You will be the one that they trust. You will be the one that they need. Now, it's going to be scary. It will be. I remember one night when I was an intern, fresh out of training, but still in, fresh out of medical school, but still in training. And I got a call from the charge nurse. I was on call in my call room, and the charge nurse says, "Dr. Tan, your patient's IV is infiltrated." And what that means is that your patient's IV is clogged up, and they're no longer getting the medicine and the fluids that they need. And the nurse said, "And we can't get another, our nurses can't get another one in." And so I was like, "So what generally happens about around now?" And the charge nurse said very gently, "Well, you put it in." Now, full disclosure, I had put in 4 IVs in the past. 4 IVs. And so as I was considering that, beads of sweat was welling on my forehead. And I called my resident, my supervisor, and I said, patient's IV infiltrated, and, what do we do about this? And she asked me, "Does your patient need it?" I said, yeah. Then go try. I was like, "Well, but the best nurse couldn't get it." "Well, did you try?" Not yet." And she said to me, "But this patient is your patient. She's yours. You got to try." And I walked down that long hallway. I was reviewing my steps. Open it up, sterile procedure, wear gloves, snake that in. My technique was far from elegant, I tell you. But I got IV access, I got it in. And it lasted 4 hours. But you know what? At 4 a.m., 4 hours was just enough time because the day shift nurse, who was the true expert, replaced it properly. Thank goodness for nurses. That night taught me something. It taught me that as healers, the buck stops at us. Seriously, it stops at us. But something magical happens when someone's life depends on you. You grow towards that need. You grow towards that need. When someone needs you, you grow into that. Y'all are parents out there, you know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all mentors out there, y'all faculty out there, you know what I'm talking about. When someone needs you, you grow into it. And you're not alone. You're part of a team. And together, you have what it takes. I want to reassure you. Now, let's be honest. These past several months have been incredibly difficult. We've seen policy shifts that threaten how we deliver care, how we conduct research, whether we're able to conduct research, how we teach, how we protect and heal one another, and how we build a safe and thriving community. And more painful still has been what I've seen as a rising tide of dehumanization. Some of our most vulnerable communities, immigrants, people of color, LGBTQ+ communities, people with disabilities, are being scapegoated and vilified. We've heard baseless claims that, quote, DEI hires were responsible for wildfires and aviation failures. And behind this persistent myth is this notion that people from diverse backgrounds have not earned their place. But I want to just tell you, our science says something different. Our science says that when there's more diversity in leadership, there's a greater market share of innovation. When there's diversity within juries, people make more critical and informed decisions. And yes, when there's more diversity in healthcare, lives are saved. So as PAs, as nurses, as nurse practitioners, as scientists, your voices are needed now more than ever in public spaces and community spaces. We know that the biggest impacts on our patients' health happen outside the walls of our clinic, outside of our hospital. The air that we breathe, the food that we eat, the poverty that we experience, the violence, racism, discrimination that is part of our country's history has left a mark on us. And that includes our patients as they try to make their way to our doors. And because of these factors, some of our patients don't actually make it to our doors. You have the opportunity to change that. Would you? I want to hear you. Would you? Yes. Yes. The evidence is here. The opportunity is now. Speak out for health. Speak out for health equity. Call out injustice in all its forms and call people in. Because silence in the face of injustice injures as much as action. Your voices will carry as healers. Your voices are strong, and we need them to be strong. We need you to be strong. But don't drown out the voices of others. Amplify the voices of those who are silenced. Amplify the voices of those who cannot speak out. Don't take the microphone away from them. Be their microphone. You'll encounter people that you disagree with. Perhaps you'll disagree with them deeply. But don't let that harden your heart. And don't use your power to shame, to belittle. We know that growth takes safety. Growth takes safety. That's part of our healer's creed. You're a healer, and at the core of healing is trustworthiness. It's honoring each person's humanity, wherever they come from, whatever perspective resonates with them. And also, don't let other people's hate demoralize you. When you feel overwhelmed, return to your purpose. Return to the patient in front of you. Help them to feel safe, seen. Help them to know that they belong in all the fullness of their identities. And when you return to that core, you will find your strength. You will find your determination to move forward. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. called this work to create that kind of community where people belong, a beloved community, a society that's rooted in justice, peace, and compassion. That is what we are striving for ultimately. Across the country, millions of people stand with us. We are not alone, and together we're stronger. As I look at this amazing graduating class, I'm filled with hope. You will make the world a better place. I know it. I see you. I see you nodding. You will make the world a better place. And as you work to do so, remember, take time for yourself and those that you love. Seek joy. Find and sustain that love. Climb that mountain. Paddle that river. Dance and sing, however that looks like in your family. And in my family, it's not very pretty, but that's okay. Dance and sing as it calls you to do so. Because here's the thing. In the larger scheme of things, the time that you take for yourself is not time that's taken away from your patients. Feed yourself with love and compassion, and you will freely radiate love and compassion to those around you. Remember that. Fill your cup. We're so proud to welcome you into our community of healers, of scientists, of advocates. Well done, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ton. Good morning. My name is Jessica Dron-Moret, Associate Professor of Clinical Nursing at the School of Nursing. I am here today to announce the 2025 Awards for Student Excellence. The Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing at UC Davis cultivates academic excellence and addresses urgent societal needs through 5 core attributes: community, connection, diversity and inclusion, leadership, innovative solutions, and collaboration. After nominations from their peers, 5 students from our academic programs have been selected for exemplifying all of these values. Students, when I call your name, please come forward to receive your award from Dean Kavanaugh, who I would like to join me now. And each awardee, please remain on stage so we can recognize all 5 recipients at the end. The Core Value Award for the Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioner Certificate Program Cohort goes to Joan Taylor. Joan is unable to join us in person today. Classmates say Joan has been a great asset to their cohort, advocating for patients and collaborating with preceptors. From the Oakland area, Joan has set an example by using her voice to care for diverse populations and those who are hard to reach. Plus, she works very hard. Congratulations, Joan. The Core Value Award for the Master's Entry Program in Nursing cohort goes to Catherine Owens, who is also unable to join us today. Her classmates say Catherine is a compassionate and hardworking person who unifies people toward a common goal. She strives to be inclusive of all members and embodies the spirit of interprofessional collaboration while working to improve nursing medical practice and research for neurodivergent patients. Congratulations, Catherine. The Core Value Award for the Physician Assistant cohort goes to Allison Bacani. Nominators say Allison exemplifies the core attributes through her unwavering commitment to leadership, advocacy, and service. She passionately advocates for the PA profession to ensure it continues to grow and evolve. She is accepting of everyone, cares for people, is very encouraging, and always in a good mood. Congratulations, Allison. The Core Value Award for the Doctor of Nursing Practice Family Nurse Practitioner Cohort goes to Julia Arogetstetsti. Julia's passion for nursing and healthcare are highlighted as they illustrate her leadership and clinical skills and her ability to foster patient-provider relationships. Her classmates say she is inquisitive, listens well, is approachable, and willing to teach others. Congratulations, Julia. Finally, the Core Value Award for the Doctor of Philosophy cohort goes to Jack Humphrey Straub. Cohort members say Jack is welcoming and inclusive and passionate about all that she does. She has gone out of her way to collaborate with her cohort and the surrounding community. Specifically, she has stood up for the LGBT community even when times were very difficult. Congratulations, Jack. On behalf of everyone at the Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing at UC Davis, we want to congratulate today's award recipients for their achievements and for serving as examples of these core values.
Now it's time to celebrate the accomplishments of our students. Before we acknowledge their completion, we'll hear from members of each cohort chosen by their peers to reflect on the journey they've shared. These speakers represent the heart, resilience, and spirit of our programs. The first student for the Psych Mental Health Nurse Practitioner Program, please welcome Roxanne Abella to the podium.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. To our distinguished leaders, faculty, and family, friends, and the brilliant class of 2025. It's so good to finally see each other in person. We've come a long way, literally, for some of us. Drove all from various places in California. But for context, my cohort is an incredible group of experienced nurse practitioners from across California. We trained in psychiatry and mental health within our communities, mostly connecting through screens. Not everyone can make it to this beautiful ceremony today, but we're celebrating with them wherever they are. And it's such an honor to speak on behalf of my cohort. As part of my training, I helped facilitate adolescent group therapy, including a session on identifying personal values. And I'll be honest, I was probably way more into it than they were. But it was such a powerful exercise. In that moment, I realized 3 values that have grounded me most throughout my life and my career: community, intellectual curiosity, and justice. First, community. Many of us arrived here with lived experiences that mirror those of the people we aim to serve. I stand before you all as a registered nurse of nearly 12 years, a daughter of immigrants. My late father was a Filipino guerrilla in World War II, believe it or not. My mother started as a rice farmer at age 8, and she's been working nonstop ever since, still supporting multiple families today. In trying to support our own family, my brother's life became entangled in violence and incarceration. I grew up in a community where violence was routine, where children sold drugs on the street. and where the struggle to survive often eclipsed the hope to thrive. I don't share this for sympathy. I share it to give adversity a face, because there is no other, there is only us. I'm here today because of my family's resilience, just like many of you. So this achievement is not just mine, it belongs to them too. And in Filipino culture, we call this kapwa, a deep sense of interconnectedness with those we share space with. Right now, in this shared space, we are each other's kapwa. So the achievements we celebrate today, they're yours too. Second, intellectual curiosity. Institutions like UC Davis are built on a radical commitment to truth. Not the truth of convenience, but the truth that is tested, lived, and sometimes uncomfortable. So how do we get to truth? We collect data, we run tests, we think critically, and most powerfully, we empathize. Recently, some have argued that empathy clouds objectivity. But what is objectivity, if not the attempt to remove the self in pursuit of truth? Empathy is not a hurdle to human advancement. It is a bridge to a deeper, more universal truth. It expands our understanding, sharpens our questions. This type of curiosity drives diversity and equity, which are not threats to merit. They are the evolution of it. They invite us to seek higher truths from more vantage points and grounds our pursuit of knowledge in humanity's shared experience. And finally, justice. As healthcare professionals, we've pledged to honor life even when we don't understand it, even when we don't agree with it. And that, at its core, is justice, treating every person with dignity. But like truth, justice isn't fixed, it's discovered. It doesn't live in rigid rules or comfort zones. It lives in questions and inquiry, in the humility to say, I might not understand your life, but I see your humanity. Right now, the stakes are high. I know how war and trauma echo through families long after they're done. How violence, poverty, and generational poor health are passed down like inheritance. Families with story like mine ripped apart, leaving future generations locked in cycles of harm. This is happening again and again. So I ask, will we keep those cycles alive? Or will we uphold justice for those who put food on our tables, roofs over our head, who care for our most vulnerable, who serve and give even when they have nothing left to give? Because when I look around this stage, when I look at all of you, I see people who are capable of interrupting those cycles. You are my kapwa. Curious, compassionate, brilliant. And in you, I see hope. So yes, thank you for attending my group therapy session. But in all seriousness, class of 2025, as we celebrate your story, your resilience, your growth, I invite you to reflect on your values. Challenge them, strengthen them, let them guide you as leaders in your communities. Because leadership isn't about getting ahead. It's about making sure we all move forward together. Your presence here is more than proof of your ability. It's a reflection of our shared human drive to care for and protect one another. Congratulations, class of 2025, and thank you.
Thank you, Roxanne. Will the psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner students please rise and prepare to come forward? Program Director Linda Crichton Wong and Dean Kavanaugh, please join me in the front of the stage. Psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner certificate students are from across the state of California. They have completed a rigorous one-year online course in clinical rotations in order to fill an urgent need of mental health providers in the state. This class of 2025 is the first cohort to complete the program under the leadership of UC Davis. Students, please come forward when your name is announced.
Roxanne Abella. Emily Hunter Binbaum. Rita Davis Martine. Pawanjit Kaur Dillon. Polly Dodds. Christopher Benjamin Hall. Erica Jenkins. Linda Lopez Ferry. Eliza Rivera Mitu. Rainbow Ann Taramoto. Aristotle Ibarra Tano. Lavelle Valencia. Nora Vu.
From the Master's Entry Program in Nursing, please welcome Bailey Briscoe to the podium.
Hello, hello. The energy in here is really quite palpable. And these hoods really know how to sit on your windpipe as soon as you're about to give a speech. Thank you all for letting me get back on a microphone. I really didn't think you'd ever let me do that again. I am extremely honored to be here once again to talk about our time that we spent together and also reflect on our time since we've been apart. Time is really quite interesting. I was asked to write about a year and a half that I spent in nursing school, a year and a half that completely changed me, but I'm already finding it really hard to remember the tiny details. I can remember the fear and anxiety that I felt in the beginning, but I can't remember when it started to go away. I remember practicing skills, intent on getting it absolutely perfect, but I can't remember which clinical instructor evaluated me. I remember canceling plans so I could study for hours and spend hours on care plans, but I can't remember what I got on them as a final grade. I remember laughing together and crying together. I remember the friendships formed and cemented by our shared experiences. And since we finished our program, as we hugged and wished each other the best of luck, some of our paths have already crossed, or been mixed around, or gone in a direction that we never could have bet on. It is absolutely remarkable to realize that in those 6 months, that they have moved simultaneously so fast and also felt like we were trudging through mud. In the past year and a half, we've had so many accomplishments to celebrate, and our cohort knows how to celebrate. We've had babies born, engagements, weddings, NCLEX board passings, interviews, job offerings, but I can also attribute that the past 6 months have brought other feelings of unease, of doubt, of disappointment, of a sadness that comes with caring for people and their families when they're their most vulnerable, of feeling completely and totally lost all over again. But in those times of doubt, I remind myself that in 6 more months, time will continue to blur those feelings of unease, just like they did in school, as we continue to pave a path rich in learning, experiences, and wins, even if they're small. And I hope that if any part of that resonates with you, whether you're exactly where you expected to be, you already have your dream job, or you're still on that path to discovery, that you remember all that you've gained already to becoming phenomenal nurses, and how your identity has already taken on this newfound and brave role. I think we all know that once you're a Betty Irene Moore School nursing student, you're always a Betty. In times that you're losing confidence in yourself, you will always have an entire cohort, program, school, and league of staff members rooting for you in your corner, even if it's just on LinkedIn or in your Instagram comments. Congratulations once again, Cohort 8. I cannot wait to continue watching how you take this absolutely extraordinary accomplishment and make it your own.
Thank you, Bailey. Chancellor May and Dean Kavanaugh, please join me in the front of the stage. The degrees conferred by the University of California attest to the scholastic achievement of the recipients. They represent the fulfillment of the university's primary duty of providing an academically excellent education. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Nursing please rise? On behalf of the academic Senate faculty within the Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing, I hereby recommend to Chancellor May and Dean Kavanaugh awarding of the Master of Science nursing degree to those students who have completed all degree requirements.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I confer upon you the degree Master of Science in Nursing.
Master of Science in Nursing students, prepare to come forward. Program Director Shanna Ruggenberg, please join us in the front of the stage. Oh, there you are. Okay. Too many tall people for me short person. See down there. Okay. So the graduates of the Master's Entry Program in Nursing completed their coursework in December of 2024. We hosted the traditional pinning ceremony at that time to signal the formal transition from students to the nursing profession. In the past 6 months, many have already embarked upon their careers as registered nurses to make the difference they dreamed of when starting their journey with us. We congratulate all of you on your accomplishments. Students, please come forward when your name is announced.
Belen Abon. Bailey Briscoe. Isabella Cabral. Isabella Alexandria Campos. Cassandra Chow. Rakina Martinique Daniels. Kalasia Green. Sarah Jade Ito. Sol Alondra Jimenez. Haile Salai. Samuel Klein. Dwayne Ryan Lamb. Jeff Lee. Edna Ochoa. Guadalupe Rangel. Cynthia Yvette Soloria Melgoza. Tanisha Rose Sullins. Sophia Lenora Toriano. Jonathan Vargas. Lizette Jacqueline Zupin.
From the Physician Assistant Program, please welcome student speaker Austin De La Zada to the podium.
Hi, UC Davis. How we feeling today? I'm thinking that's a little bit quiet. UC Davis, how do we feel today? All right, I have to give a speech, okay? That's very good. So now that the energy's a little bit louder in here, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Austin De La Zada. I'm a second-year PA student here at the UC Davis PA program class of 2025. I'd like to first give a warm welcome to all the wonderful people who are here in attendance today. Additionally, I'd like to provide gratitude to the individuals and the groups of people who made this program possible. I'd like to first thank our program director, Dr. Teresa Thetford, and some of our associate professors, who are Emily Thatcher, Anita Sabat, Michelle Tao, Kara Sandholt, Felix Iman, Dr. Samson Karn Walters, Dr. Brent Liu, and also Catherine Hanks and Rebecca Gibson. I'd also like to pass some gratitude to the various guest lecturers that graced us throughout with their time throughout our 2-year program. And finally, I'd like to thank the custodial staff for keeping our spaces clean, the facility workers who kept our program spaces warm during the winter and cold during the summer. And also Caroline Miller, who assisted us throughout our time in the program. I'm glad you enjoy it. And most notably, I'd also like to thank the various individuals who brought us food during and after class. You know who you are. You're a real one. We love you. Thank you. But in all seriousness, I'd like to reflect on how far we've come over the past 2 years. We entered this program knowing what we wanted to be when we entered, but what we may not have calculated was the breadth and depth of knowledge that we'll be leaving with. But academics aside, and excuse me for making a personal note, these are not just intelligent and cerebral individuals. These are individuals who are compassionate, who are thoughtful, who are high achievers who seek not only to be the best provider that you'll see, but also phenomenal people with integrity, empathy, and the mission to do the right thing. These students behind me are not only my friends and my future colleagues, but they are an inspiration and someone to look up to when I need motivation. They taught me what it's like to be part of a team, not the people you choose for a dodgeball. I'm talking about the people that I can count on when I need them and who I can count on to look after my family. Over these past 2 years, we've taken more exams than anyone should in an entire lifetime. Practiced physical exams until we ran scenarios in our sleep, it's true. And stressed enough to change our hair color like 20 years earlier than it should have. Some of us got married. Some of us got engaged. Some of us even got offered jobs. And all of these are examples to say that we finally made it through. However, similar to everyday life, our successes are not without our adversities. Some of us went through tremendous hardship. Some of us experienced loss. Some of us experienced the hardest thing that we've ever had to go through, whether that be PA school in general, strained friendships, or even strained family relationships. Now, like in life, there's a sense of fulfillment that we'll be feeling today. We'll remember this day for many years, but we'll also continue to have our hardships in our careers and also in our lives. So please, for everybody in the audience, allow me to remind you all of a few things when you greet these stellar graduates and continue to support them in their lives. We are a collaboration of your support, your compassion, and your empathy and your strength. We are a collaboration of all the important values that you instilled in us prior to becoming a medical practitioner. We feel you in the hands that we hold, the hugs that we give, and the patients we interact with. We feel you in the empathy that we provide to others and the people we support. We see you in our reflection and in the virtuous choices that we make. Parts of us were made by you. That being all of you in attendance for your loved ones and also the faculty that supported us. That's you. We're all here in part because someone somewhere believed in us. For some of us, that may have been family, might have been friends, or a patient we met at some time. But for some of us, that may just be ourselves. And to my classmates, I just want to offer one quote that I picked up along the way. Excuse me. A candle loses no light when lighting another candle. When I first met all of you, you had a uniqueness about you that I could tell would change somebody's day and also change their life. Now when I look at all of you, all I can see is a dazzling future full of opportunity and promise. Now class of 2025, do me a favor and do what you do best. Make your loved ones proud and go change somebody's life. Almost done. I promise. And for all of you in the crowd, I want to hear how proud you are of these individuals. When I say UC, y'all say Davis. Is everybody with me? All right? We're going to practice. I'm going to say something like UC. 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 Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you again, Austin. Again, I welcome Chancellor May and Dean Kavanaugh to join me. The degrees conferred by the University of California attest to the scholastic achievement of the recipients. They represent the fulfillment of the university's primary duty of providing an academically excellent education. Candidates for the degree, Master of Health Sciences, Physician Assistant Studies, please rise. On behalf of the academic Senate faculty within the Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing, I hereby recommend to Chancellor May and Dean Kavanaugh awarding of the Master of Health Sciences Physician Assistant Studies degree to those students who have completed all degree requirements.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I confer upon you the degree Master of Health Sciences Physician Assistant Studies.
Master of Health Science Physician Assistant Studies students, prepare to come forward. Program Director Teresa Thetford, please join us in front of the stage. Graduates of the Master of Health Sciences Physician Assistant Studies class complete 27 months of rigorous coursework and experiential rotations. Not only have these future PAs learned the clinical knowledge needed for their careers, but at the School of Nursing, they develop the critical thinking skills and collaborative attributes to enable them to lead interprofessional teams for better patient care. We are eager to see how you improve care in your communities. Students, please come forward when your name is announced.
Leah Baba Canyon. Allison Bacani. Lena Aryam Berhane. Sarah Blevins. Spencer Borba. Natalie Calabretta. Amy Caton. Kanika Danta. Janelle Day. Austin Sean De La Zada. Brianna Dilly. Lena Doe. Isaiah Engman. Alice Fang. Chantel Garcia. Yulisa Garcia Diaz. Balky Gill. Lonell Hawes. Timothy Gatau Karanja. Brandon Kim. Veronica Corcaz. Zoe Leifer. Henok Lima. Jasmine Lee. Cindy Mai. Joe Matsuoka. Kylie McConnell. Sandra Militaru. Carla Andrea Moreno. Serena Ling. Mackenzie D. Nash. Rayad Nasser. Kwok Bao Nguyen. Diane Dan-On Win. Tuck Win Lei. Olu Okasanya. And Jasmine Hollandes Palperon. And Gabrielle Pastor. Dian Fang. Jordan Poti. Jose Polito Gaona. Faiza Qureshi. Joade Sadat. Vaneet Sandhu. Joshanjot Singh Sangha. Lauren Shaw. Jack Tang. Go Li Tao. Fong Kim Tran. Tavis Valenzuela. Sabina Wahed. Nicholas John Woods. Melinda Zhang.
From the Doctor of Nursing Practice Family Nurse Practitioner Program, please welcome student Alan Demlyle to the podium. Alan.
Hello, UC Davis. What an exciting day. Today, there are new Aggie healthcare providers. We have new nurses, advanced healthcare providers, NPs and PAs, and new nurse scientists. This is a win for communities across California. This is a win for communities of color. This is a historic day for Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing. For the very first time in UC Davis's history, a new breed of doctorally prepared nurse practitioners will be marching this stage today, and I am one of them. Today is more than just a celebration of an academic achievement. It is acknowledgement of the journey that brought us here. It took us 3 years, including summers, to make that 4. It takes a village, an individual effort to just, it takes more than just an individual effort to become a nurse practitioner, most especially at the doctoral level. It takes a village. We stood, and we stand on the shoulders of many people. We acknowledge you as today is also your moment. To our professors, mentors, and preceptors, you have challenged us, guided us, and instilled in us the clinical expertise and leadership skills that we needed to make a difference in healthcare. To our families, friends, loved ones, and love of our lives, you have supported us in those long nights of studying, exhausting clinical rotations, and our many moments of doubts. I'm not quite sure if you remember us seeing crying or whatever we were doing. Do you remember? I do. But listen, we are still standing, stronger than ever. There's something I'm forgetting, so I want to thank my DNP colleagues, the Doctoral of Nursing cohort, the inaugural DNP class of 2025. I want to thank you for giving me the honor of my life of representing you today. To our patients, you have been the greatest teachers, reminding us why we chose this path in the first place. As I reflect on this moment, I also think about the responsibility that comes with our degrees. Our degrees, our knowledge, and our expertise means nothing if we do not use them to serve those who need us most. Some time ago, our journey, long time ago, first year, our journey took us to Central Valley, where we met the very people that farm the land and bring food to our tables. Immigrants, farm workers, people of color, many of whom work long hours under the sun, doing back-breaking labor, yet still lack access to even the most basic primary care. I remember speaking with a woman from Central Valley. She had never seen a provider until her case became an emergency. Not because she didn't care about her health, but because she had no access, she had no means, and she had no time. Can you imagine if you had to choose between traveling 2 hours to a doctor, but you have to think about, will you have enough? Will you have enough at the end of the day? That experience didn't just change me, didn't just teach me about barriers to healthcare, it changed me. It made me realize that being a provider is no longer just about diagnosing and treating. It is about understanding the lives and illnesses, the struggles behind the symptoms. Health disparities are real. Social determinants of health, where a person is born, lives, and works, play a greater role in the health outcomes than any prescription that we can write. And as DNPs, we are not just providers, we are advocates. It is not enough for us to treat the disease, but we must address the systems that keep those people from getting the care they need. We also know that access to care isn't just about proximity to a clinic. It's about trust. It's about cultural humility. It is about representation. It is about ensuring that clinical trials include the diverse population that we serve so that research and medical breakthroughs isn't just benefiting the select few. It is about breaking down language barriers, financial hurdles, and institutional biases that have left too many communities behind. My friends, health equity is no longer just a goal. It is our responsibility. And that responsibility is even greater because we are the inaugural class of UC Davis's DNP program. We are the first, but we are certainly not the last. We are setting the standard for what it means to be a doctorally prepared nurse practitioner, leaders in clinical practice, research, and advocacy. We are stepping into a field that needs us, not just to fill the gaps in primary care, but to challenge the inequities that makes those gaps exist in the first place. So, as we walk across this stage today, let us remember the communities we serve. Let us carry forward the lessons that we've learned, not just in Zoom classes or in Canvas or in textbooks, but in the faces and voices of those who have shaped our journey. Let us be the providers who will listen, the providers who will see, the providers who will advocate, and the providers who will never stop fighting for the health and dignity of all people. Lastly, congratulations to my incredible classmates, the UC Davis DNP class of 2025. Today, we don't just celebrate a degree, we celebrate your grit, we celebrate your heart, and your vision for a just and equitable healthcare system. You are trailblazers, visionaries, and advocates. It was the honor of my life to grow, work, and learn alongside you. Let us carry this momentum forward for our patients, our communities, and those who will follow our footsteps. Oh my God, you guys, we did it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Alan. I think you did your class proud as the speaker of the inaugural DNP FNP program, so thank you. The degrees conferred by the University of California attest to the scholastic achievement of the recipients. They represent the fulfillment of the university's primary duty of providing an academically excellent education. Candidates for the degree Doctor of Nursing Practice, please rise. On behalf of the academic Senate faculty within the Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing, I hereby recommend to Chancellor May and Dean Kavanaugh awarding of the Doctor of Nursing Practice degree to those students who have completed all degree requirements.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I confer upon you the Doctor of Nursing Practice degree.
Doctor of Nursing Practice students prepare to come forward. Students will be hooded by their scholarly project chairperson. Program Director, Dr. Charlene Singh, please join us in the front of the stage. Members of our inaugural DNP FNP class took a chance on a new program driven by their desire to make a difference in and increase access to primary care. For 3 years, they have taken coursework remotely, participated in on-campus immersion, fulfilled clinical rotations, and completed a scholarly project. This hybrid format allowed them to stay in their home communities across the state, which, hopefully, many will remain once they practice. Doctor of Nursing Practice students, please come forward to be hooded when your name is announced.
Tiffany Spencer. Tiffany's scholarly project is Sensory Modifications in Urgent Cares for Autistics, a clinical practice guideline. Jasmine Brianna Jean Taylor. Jasmine's scholarly project is a clinical practice guideline for weight management for primary care providers. Kieran Preetz, Sevilla. Kieran Preetz's scholarly project is increasing HPV vaccination awareness through healthcare staff education. McKenna Lee V. Handergaden. McKenna's scholarly project is screening and assessment of sexual health and dysfunction in oncology patients and survivors. Chelsea Tompkins. Chelsea's scholarly project is assessing acute care nurses' knowledge of early to palliative care initiation in hospital. Diana Aries Amaya. Diana's scholarly project is enhancing hypertension control in Latino farm workers development and evaluation of pictorial, culturally tailored Spanish language educational materials. Yesenia Andrade. Yesenia's scholarly project is Testosterone Therapy for Hypogonadal Men, a clinical practice guideline. Rachel Maria Arujo. Rachel's scholarly project is increasing nutrition referrals in oncology patients using the malnutrition screening tool. Julia Saya Aristigi. Julia's scholarly project is early detection of cognitive impairment in older adults receiving home-based primary care, a clinical practice guideline. Jennifer Berkeley. Jennifer's scholarly project is, will an education module on integrative nutrition for oncology nurses improve knowledge on how to support alleviation of chemotherapy-related side effects and gut health, a clinical practice guideline. Anna Blake. Anna's scholarly project is navigation of care for pre-diabetic patients, a clinical practice guideline. Elizabeth Fernwood. Elizabeth's scholarly project is improving digital health literacy, knowledge through nursing education workshop. Ashley Ann Ferreira. Ashley's scholarly project is emergent asthma care education in child care facilities. Catherine Mawa Kananja. Catherine's scholarly project is increasing cultural immunity in suicidal ideation recognition among Black youth, a clinical practice guideline for healthcare professionals. Christina Noriega. Christina's scholarly project is increasing knowledge of health providers and staff regarding the relationship between menstruation irregularities and cardiovascular health in women in reproductive age. Marian Obayoha. Marian's scholarly project is assessing healthcare prescriber knowledge and confidence in the use of GLP-1 receptors and agonists for weight management. Ben Craig. Ben's scholarly project is improving kratom knowledge in first responders. Bobby Kreider. Bobby's scholarly project is improving timely removal of ERCP stents, implementing and tracking and following up system. Samishka Dakal. Samishka's scholarly project is evaluating the impact of a web-based sexual violence prevention training program for college students in Nepal, a pre-test and post-test analysis of knowledge and awareness. Alan Palende Dumlau. Alan's scholarly project is assessing clinical researchers' readiness to incorporate social determinants of health and biotechnology in pharmaceutical clinical trials. Brittany Nielsen. Brittany's scholarly project is improving risk estimates of CBD in primary care using Prevent Risk Calculator.
From the Doctor of Philosophy program, please welcome Ingrid Perry to the podium.
Good morning, you are almost there. My name is Ingrid Perry, and it is an honor to be nominated to speak on behalf of the 2025 PhD cohort. As Dean Kavanaugh said, we don't do this alone, and my classmates have certainly had an influence on me and this speech. So can I please ask them to stand and be recognized for a quick moment? Jack, Sandra, Ashley, Val, Marissa, Jane, and Kurt. We are a small but mighty group. We did this together. Thank you for everything. These fabulous people put their confidence in me to try and represent our collective experience over the last 4 years. So let me tell you about us. We are made up of 4 nurses, a social worker, a physical therapist, a public health advocate, and a nurse practitioner. Our areas of study are as diverse as we are. They include social isolation, latent tuberculosis, women's health disparities, burn injuries, transgender health, Hispanic nursing, maternal health, and HIV lymphoma. On the surface, these things don't have much in common, but the faculty at the Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing wasn't looking on the surface. They were not looking to find commonalities among me and my classmates when we entered this program. They were looking for individuals with different perspectives, with varied backgrounds, and as you've seen from the other speakers, with a mosaic of different experiences in life. But yes, we are here today to share something that we do have in common, the achievement of our doctoral degrees. It is an achievement. It's a grand and hard-earned achievement. But to call this accomplishment just an achievement, again, really only looks at it from the surface. It doesn't fully do it justice. It fails to capture the work of art that we were rendering within ourselves over the last 4 years. How does one develop their work or their life into a meaningful contribution? How does one take their trials or their experiences, their triumphs, and create something of significance? I recently visited a Leonardo da Vinci museum, and there was this exhibit about his experience of painting the Mona Lisa. And I had heard this part of the story, like maybe some of you had, about how a wealthy Florentine merchant had commissioned Da Vinci to paint the Mona Lisa, and that Da Vinci never delivered it to him. Instead, he kept the painting with him until he died. Well, it turned out that Da Vinci carried that painting with him for 16 years, occasionally applying ultra-thin glazes of oil that just subtly kept altering the painting. They say because he believed that Mona Lisa's smile could never be pinned down to just one moment in time. He and his masterpiece evolved together. Within each one of us is a signature canvas. Our decision to pursue our PhD, or any of you with the degrees that you're celebrating today, added new paint to that artwork. Your response to the inner and the outer challenges that you encountered through your programs, your low points, your high points, the relationships we formed that lifted us and pushed us, these were all part of rendering the details, the texture, the light, the shadows within our own masterpieces of life. Da Vinci used a specific rendering technique called sfumato, which is the gradual blending of tones and colors to eliminate harsh outlines. How beautiful would that be, right? If we could learn how to smooth those harsh lines that we create within ourselves and allow the fullness of our beauty at any moment in time to illuminate. Even the term rendering can guide us as we move beyond this educational journey. The etymology of the word render comes from Latin rendere, which means to give back, to return, to restore. As you leave these walls today and you journey into the careers that you have worked hard to achieve, it may serve you to keep your eyes on the deeper threads that weave us together in life, to remember the artist in yourself, and be mindful of the art that you are creating with your life that only you can create. In a sense, we are all on a different but comparable path to Da Vinci's. Today is just another brushstroke in the creation of our works of art. May we, like Da Vinci, grant ourselves the humility to accept the present state of our creative voyage, the forgiveness and the courage to gently mold and modify our artwork, the patience and the persistence to allow it to become what it must, and the wisdom to allow the rendering of our inner magnum opus to continue well into the rest of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid. The degrees conferred by the University of California attest to the scholastic achievement of the recipients. They represent the fulfillment of the university's primary duty of providing an academically excellent education. Candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, please rise. On behalf of the Academic Senate faculty within the Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing, I hereby recommend to Chancellor May and Dean Kavanaugh awarding of the Doctor of Philosophy degree to those students who have completed all degree requirements.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I confer upon you the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Doctor of Philosophy students prepare to come forward. Students will be hooded by their dissertation chairperson. Program Director, Dr. Cheryl Katz, please join us in the front of the stage. And members of our doctoral class are advancing the science of nursing through rigorous, original research that contributes new knowledge to the field. In the past 4 or 5 years, they have witnessed seismic shifts in healthcare and dedicated themselves to rigorous inquiry. Their work drives innovation in practice, informs health policy, and prepares the next generation of nurse scholars and leaders. Doctor of Philosophy students, please come forward to be hooded when your name is announced.
Sandra Calderon. Sandra's dissertation is Nursing Faculty Careers, Perspectives Among Hispanic Nurses. Kurt Anthony David. Kurt's dissertation is examining health disparities in use of hematopoietic cell transplants for HIV-related lymphoma. Jacqueline Evelyn Naomi Humphrey Strong. Jacqueline's dissertation is Examining the Practices of Gender-Affirming Hormone Therapy in Primary Care Settings. Ashley Johnson. Ashley's dissertation is Racial Disparity in Uterine Sparing Surgery among Women with Uterine Fibroids. Jane Lee. Jane's dissertation is Association of Area Deprivation Index with Latent Tuberculosis Infection Management, a retrospective cohort study. Ingrid S. Perry. Ingrid's dissertation is Evaluating Joint Level Range of Motion Outcomes after a burn injury using an innovative cataneokinetic approach. Valerie Steinmetz. Valerie's dissertation is The Augmentation and Testing of a Social Isolation Measure with Digital Connection for Older Adults. And the final candidate, Marissa Dominique Romero. Marissa's dissertation is Exploring the Birth Stories of Black Women Using Narrative Inquiry.
We're almost there, folks. I would like to say, first of all, congratulations, graduates. My goodness, good, collectively. I'm sure you are as amazed as I am by the talent, the commitment, the vision for our future healthcare, and I share everything they've said with them, and it's something we really believe strongly about in the school. I'm so pleased that you have shared your thoughts with us today. I'd like to thank Chancellor for joining us today, of course, and Henry Tom, Dr. Tom, for sharing with us some really insightful experiences, and for our guests today, thank you very much indeed. Distinguished guests, thank you. As for the graduates, would you rise, please? Just stay standing for a moment. Everybody done? No? No? No. Oh. Thank you. Your enthusiasm is wonderful. Speaking to graduates, I would just like to leave you with just a couple of thoughts, please. That going forward, that you carry the knowledge you have gained, the values you have learned, not just from us as a school, of course, as society, but from each other. And that you remember the purpose in which you brought us here. You're ready to lead, you're ready to heal, and you're ready to inspire. You're also, of course, new alumni to UC Davis. So congratulations in that respect as well. And you're doing a very, very proud legacy. There are many graduates doing amazing things. I hope you'll be able to connect with some of them. As future alumni, you play a pivotal role in everything we do in advancing our mission and uplifting the communities we serve. And to families today, you've had a good voice on you today. Well done. Thank you for all your unwavering support for your students, the families, and all those amazing things you've heard today, and your belief, as much as our belief, that your graduates are going to achieve amazing things going forward. Well done. We have one little tassel thing to do, the tassel thing, folks, where we move the tassel from the right, if you haven't done so, to that way, okay? To the left, this way. Okay, folks, it's real, you're graduates now. On behalf of the entire faculty and some of the guests we've had from both UCLA and UCSF supporting students, I'm delighted to introduce to everybody, our community, the class of 2024 and 2025, particularly in our multi-campus programs, but for everything we've done, and a final congratulations. Well done. And my last point would be, as guests, if you could remain seated until the recession has fully exited the hall, and I hope you'll enjoy some refreshments on the steps. Thank you so much for coming today and sharing this moment with us all. Thank you.